Given the function f of x is equal to 5 minus 7x minus 2x squared, simplify f of 4x minus 3. Write the answer as a polynomial in standard form. Now, f of x is a function that's written in terms of x. So when you think of something like f of 4x minus 3, you think of it the same way as if you were thinking of, say, f of 0 or f of 2. So f of 4x minus 3 is f of x when x is equal to 4x minus 3, right? So whenever you see x in the original function, you replace it with 4x minus 3. Now, one of the ideas that you can do so that you can get better used to the idea so there aren't that many x's around is that you could first rewrite this function and replace all the x's you see with y, right? So f of y would be 5 minus 7y minus 2y squared. So then you could actually evaluate it as f of 4x minus 3 is f of y when y is equal to 4x minus 3. Now this is just an idea for you to see what you have to do, which in this case is replace all the y's you see with 4x minus 3, which might be easier conceptually to see than replacing every x you see with 4x minus 3. So let's evaluate. So f of 4x minus 3, we're replacing all the x's with, or all the y's, with 4x minus 3. So it's going to look like 5 minus 7 times 4x minus 3 minus 2 times 4x minus 3 squared. Okay, and now we have to simplify this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute this negative 7 into this difference first. So this is going to be 5 minus 28x plus 21, and then minus 2 times 4x minus 3 squared. So I'm going to do that as scrap work on the side. 4x minus 3 squared is 4x minus 3 times 4x minus 3. So foiling that, we're going to get 16x squared minus 12x plus 9. So what we're going to get in here is 16x squared minus 24x plus 9. So now, as my next step, before I combine everything, I'm going to distribute this negative 2 into each of the terms in here. So we get 5 minus 28x plus 21, and then minus 32x squared plus 48x minus 18, right? So now we combine like terms. So for the numbers, there's a 5, a positive 21, and a negative 18. And when you combine them together, you get positive 8, right? Then for the x's, there's a negative 28x and a positive 48x. So when you combine them, you get positive 20x. And finally, there's a lone 32x squared that doesn't combine with anything. So now we've simplified our function. There's nothing more we can really do. But the last thing that the problem says is to write the answer as a polynomial in standard form. So standard form means that the way you write it with the exponents decreasing. So you write the bigger exponents first. So what this is going to look like is x squared is the biggest exponent. So you want to put minus 32x squared, then the x, then finally the constant term with the 8. So that is the final result.